This is her Jeep Grand Cherokee. So she has the 4xe. There's mine. I just finished putting this TV on. So, oh, okay. So she doesn't have the massage seats. And she got the cheap one, so she didn't get the auto leveler. And she did get the panel roof. Oh. Yeah, she got the panel roof, but she didn't get the auto. Oh, she got the fucking television. Look at that shit, Jimmy. She got the TV. She didn't get the auto leveler, and she didn't get the massage seats. And it also looks like she only got heated seats. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. Very nice. Oh, yeah, and it's got the hybrid electric stuff. So, yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. 4xe. Yeah, and there's mine. And then she has a Compass, I think it is. Cherokee. No, that's a Cherokee. I'd be forgetting. Yeah, not bad. Bird shit all over that thing, too. Man, fucking Chrysler. These guys must be hilarious. These motherfuckers put the Turbo 4 in these damn things. Man, I would have put the Pentastar in it and given it electricity. This thing would have been fast as fuck. You probably would have had like 500 horsepower. Fucking Chrysler. Oh, man, this guy got the Track Hawk. This guy right here got the Track Hawk. Oh, shit. We got the Track Hawk. Yeah. It's like, I'm done with Jeep, man. I'm getting me a Cadillac. Yeah, I'm done with Jeep. But anyway. That was cool. When you spot another Jeep SRT, but this guy's got a muffler system, and you can hear it just burbling. You know, this Jeep right here needs a new muffler. It needs a Borla or a Corsa, I would say. I think the Borla Attack is probably one of the better muffler choices I could get if I was going to keep this car, which I'm not. But Cadillac is just taking so goddamn long to build my freaking car. And I'm trying to wait because there's really no options, you know. There aren't any viable options. It's just a pain in the ass. It really is a pain in the ass. I hate waiting. It's amazing. All of these cars, and you can only hear that one. You don't hear that Nissan right there. You don't hear that Honda Accord either. You damn sure don't hear those. Yeah, well, eventually all of this is going away. Everything's going to be electric soon. Yeah. And these are long ass lights. That guy has, I think that's a 2017 Night Edition, and he has the sepia interior in that car. Yeah. It's like, I've got 82,275 miles. My interior is held up pretty well, as you can see. My interior is held up very, very, very nicely. There are some minor quibbles that I have. Hey, what the fuck are you doing out here? You're not supposed to be out here. You're supposed to wait for the crossing the green light. You're gonna get yourself killed, kid. By the way, y'all should invest in Petco. They're saying by 2030, 45% of women are going to be single and childless. So that means that they're all going to have like cats and puppies and dogs and shit. Invest in Petco if you haven't already. And you invest in kibbles and bits. Kibbles and bits and bits and bits. Invest. Got a lot of Teslas sitting in this yard. You can almost spot them. Look how many Teslas are sitting in there. All these 3s and Ys. It's strange. Oh, man, the traffic, it just don't stop. Don't stop. my morning commute, I got these two guys with these two trucks playing games with each other. Look at this guy right here. He's got like a Buzz Lightyear and a Woody figure, like right there under his truck, hanging off the truck. Like, what is it about people hanging shit off their trucks? Like, what is that? Like, oh, and I got this guy over here with the Trump bumper sticker. So you got this guy right here who's showing you he's a Trump lover. Right there, Trump DeSantis. Yeah, right. You know, no, Trump's image, even in the Republican Party at this point, has been pretty much destroyed. So DeSantis may run. I don't know who he'll run with, but it ain't going to be Trump DeSantis, because I don't even think DeSantis would want Trump on his ticket at this point. And DeSantis technically is in a stronger position. But that said, what is it with people hanging shit off their trucks? I don't understand that. It's like, do you ever worry that like either somebody's just going to come by and decide to just rip it off because they're a delinquent, or there's like, it ever worry you that shit might snag onto something and do something wrong, you know, like damage something? It's like, I don't get it. Not to mention that whatever's under there, if you hit something, if you hit like a big bump hard enough, it would rip off. It's like why? I don't know. Look at this guy. It's like one of those old Ford trucks. I think that's like a 2010 or 11 or something. Yeah, but those F-150s, supposedly they last for a while, so he doesn't have much to worry about. These little trucks that they're making now, because that's basically what the current EV market for trucks is going to end up looking like, since these things are basically like not fit for heavy duty. This is actually kind of nice right there. You know, Hyundai's been low-key dominating this market, and the reason why is because it's like they make things that you can actually afford. They're not trying to hit you over the head. Even with their electric vehicles are very competitively priced. Nobody's trading one of those trucks right there for an electric truck. I don't think anybody's doing that shit. Because at the end of the day, you know, they've showed that electric vehicle towing isn't that great. I'm still getting an electric vehicle because I don't give a shit about towing. I don't tow anything, and I damn sure don't take road trips. So, you know, that solves that. It's like if I needed to take a road trip, I'd have a Pacifica minivan or a Kia Carnival, but definitely a minivan. And I wouldn't even really care what I look like driving a minivan, because I would just tint the windows and nobody'd even know I was in it. But that said, I'd be very, very comfortable. And anybody who's in the car with me would be very, very comfortable, because you'd be able to stretch out, lay out, you know. Very, very comfortable in a minivan. But me personally, if I was doing a road trip, that's exactly what I'd be using. There's no way in hell I'd be using this truck right here for a road trip. No way. I wouldn't even mind using a truck like that for a road trip, as long as it got decent mileage. I would get a V6 engine in one of those trucks. But these gas guzzling SRTs, these are not good for road trips at all. Not to mention the tires and the wheels. These things usually come with run flats, but chances are you didn't keep the run flats, because those are like $450 a piece. And chances are you switch to a cheaper tire that's like less than $200 a piece. So if you go on a road trip, you don't have a spare. Not only don't you have a spare, but you pretty much, you're at the mercy of tire shops. So, you know, my thing is I just fly everywhere. I ain't doing no road trip. If I really wanted, I'll borrow a plane and fly to some other state during the day or some shit. But no. If not, I just get a plane ticket. Right now, tickets are cheap enough where you can just fly. Especially to nearby states, you know. I think the most expensive states to fly to are like Alaska and Hawaii. I've got no desire in going to any of those right now. So, yeah. Well, at least traffic's moving, so that's good. This guy's got the motorcycle right here. Donor cycle. My uncle needs some kidneys, if you don't mind. Now, this guy right here has a Hellcat. His name is Monar, apparently, and his front light is damaged to the, well, not really damaged, but it's like the eyelids that are on the light are not working. So hopefully the dealer should service that, because I can't imagine driving around and my lights are asymmetrically lit. Like, that's a problem to me. I have a problem with that. Like, I don't know if you could see it, but the eyelids, the upper and the lower lights aren't working. Like, the headlight is working, but not the upper and lower. Like, that shit would annoy the fuck out of me. I'd have a problem driving that thing. I'd be like, oh, I can't drive around like this. I need my lights working. Hopefully the dealer takes care of that. See, the downside about, again, the downside, and I guess people realized that with Mercedes and BMW a long time ago, the downside about buying cars that have parts that only the dealer can service, that means that you're stuck having to drop your car to the dealer, and you're at their behest when it comes to getting the damn thing fixed. That is a pain in the ass. That is really a pain in the ass. Let's see, where's this guy? Yeah, you can see it now. It's a nice car though. It's jazz blue, wide body. Stuck in traffic just like me. It doesn't even matter how, you can have a Bugatti fucking Chiron and you're still stuck in this goddamn traffic. This is every day. It's like they find an excuse to have traffic every day. I just don't understand. Look at this woman right here with this big damn Escalade. This chick, and she's driving this big ass Escalade. But see, Cadillac sells well to women. There's a Pakistani woman right here. She got the green one right there. She got an XT5. I'm so desperate to get my Cadillac now, but they haven't delivered that shit yet. But look at this chick over here, man. This chick is driving an Escalade. That shit looks like a fucking school bus. That thing is so big. And it's red, too. She got a big-ass, red-ass Escalade. Look at that. Look at this lady. Look at her. She's styling her fucking profile. Look at that damn thing. Look at it. She got the ESV, too. God damn. My God. Is that all necessary? It's like, how many kids you got? Damn. My God, that's a big-ass Escalade. Jesus Christ. I think that's one of the first ones I've seen in red. That crystal ruby red color. Jesus Christ. It's like, ladies, do you need to drive something like that? Driving a big old bus. What is that, a 600D or some shit? I can't even read it. Big old red Escalade. And then there's this chick right here. I was looking at her flag. It looked like Pakistan to me. You see that flag? You see it? You see it? I think that's Pakistan. See, I play a lot of chess, and I've whipped so many people's asses. Yep, I think I was right. Yeah. And she got a green XT5 to match the Pakistan flag. That's nice. Got the Lincoln right here, old lady. This chick right here, she got this big ass Escalade. Look at this chick. Look at her. God damn. Jesus. It's like, how much space do you need? Man, I hate traffic. This sucks. I'm just gonna turn on my distance control real quick. As soon as this guy starts moving, look at her. Yeah, I tell you, this distance control thing with adaptive cruise control, this is the only thing that helps keep me sane. Because otherwise, like, I'd be losing my fucking mind. Yeah, turn it up to about 50. And just coast. Just coast next to this chick with the Escalade right here. Oh, I see. She's an MD. No wonder why she's driving that big old bus. She must be like hand delivering people right to the freaking hospital or something. Oh, she Asian too. Holy shit. Oh, she Asian. Oh man, that's a. Oh snap. She an MD. Oh man, I need to get her number. Get her number so this way anything hurts, I'm giving you a call. If I have a foot pain, anything, back pain, leg pain, whatever, I need to give her a call. In fact, I need a new general practitioner. That's exactly what I need. I need a general practitioner. It's like, yeah, you down? You must know what you're talking about. You're driving that big old bus back and forth to the hospital. That's what I'm talking about. We got two guys that aren't happy with each other. This guy in this white Jeep and that guy in that silver car. Look at them. Uh-oh, I don't know what he's saying. They're not happy about each other. Uh-oh, you got some road rage. Look at this guy. What did you do, lady? What did you do? Look at this guy. The guy in that Jeep is not happy. I saw that road rage coming. I wasn't sure what this guy. Look at this guy. This bald-ass, Bruce Willis-looking dude right here. This guy. Male pattern-ass baldness. Up there trying to fight ladies in traffic. This guy. All right, so this is really great news to hear on Friday. And basically they're saying Tesla's Model Y and other EVs will now qualify for $7,500 tax credits. Now, here's the thing. First of all, I've always criticized the government for subsidizing wealthy people. And they've been basically doing it ever since Tesla's first started rolling out. And they've been doing it in various ways, which I've pointed out in my videos. They've been basically making special parking spots for people. And I'm not talking about the parking spots that have chargers attached to them. I'm talking about parking spots simply that say hybrid or alternative vehicle fuel. I think that that's not fair. I think it's not fair to regular people because what you're basically saying is, you can't afford to go out and buy one of these $90,000 Tesla Model X's or Tesla Model Ys. You can't afford to go out and buy one of these $60,000 Kia EV6s or whatever it is. So I really think that that's been unfair for a very long time. Not to mention the HOV lanes that only allow people who have alternative fuel vehicles or hybrids or electric vehicles. I think that that's not fair. And the government's been doing this for a while. But see, here's the problem. When the government does these things, in Economics 101, we've always been taught that wealthy people are going to figure out where these subsidies are, and the wealthy people are going to get to those subsidies too, before the people that it was intended to help get to them. They call it subsidy capture. They actually have a term for it. It's just like if you're a rich person and you see that there's a bread line and they're handing out government cheese and they're handing out bread. Well, what do? Well, you take your Louis Vuitton jacket, you throw it into your Rolls Royce, and then you go get on that line so you can get some bread and you can get some cheese. Wealthy people have been doing it forever. There are so many forms of subsidy capture that the only way that you can stop them is to end the welfare state entirely. And that'll never happen because there's too many women voting to allow the welfare state to ever end. So if the welfare state won't end by vote, it'll have to end by collapse. With $31 trillion in debt, the Federal Reserve keeps raising interest rates. How long do you think this could survive? But all that aside, let's get to the good news. It says Tesla's Model Y and other electric vehicles from auto manufacturers, including Ford, General Motors, and Volkswagen, will now qualify for a federal tax credit of $7,500. The IRS has said today, Friday. The change comes after the U.S. Treasury Department revised its vehicle classifications in a way that broadens the definition of what qualifies as an SUV, which has a higher price threshold to qualify for the tax credit. Previously, the 5-seat Tesla Model Y was classified as a sedan, which meant it didn't qualify for the EV tax credit because it cost more than $55,000. The price cap for sedans stipulate under the government's rules. The issue had drawn the ire of Tesla CEO Elon Musk, who had complained that the earlier classification was messed up. According to The Verge, the tax credit stemmed from the Biden administration's Inflation Reduction Act, which provides billions in rebates for EVs and home upgrades geared towards shifting consumers away from fossil fuels. Expanding the number of SUVs that qualify for the full $7,500 tax credit could spur consumer demand for EVs, given that the crossover SUV vehicle is one of the fastest growing auto segments. And this was noted by Albert Gore, Executive Director of Zero Emission Transportation Association. All right, first of all, let's look at the bigger picture of what's going on here. You heard them talking about they're planning to come for your stoves.
you already know that they're forcing us towards electric vehicles. They are discontinuing most V8s in anything besides trucks, and you already know the direction we're moving in. We're no longer getting cheap energy and cheap natural gas, cheap coal, cheap oil. We're no longer getting that from Russia. It's so sad that before Russia versus Ukraine, we had a large amount of Russian oil coming to America. And ultimately, they are doing everything they can to end that. It also looks like to me that they don't even want to do any partner shipping with like Venezuela. What they want to do is they want to get rid of oil altogether. Now, what most people are going to say is, oh, yeah, well, solar power won't cut it and hydroelectric won't cut it. There's nothing to stop us from moving back towards nuclear power. There really isn't anything to stop us because ultimately they're going to have to do something that you can't even anticipate that the government's going to do. Solar panels are one thing. Alternative energies such as windmills are another, but those can't exceed peak production. So the problem with those things is that, the wind can't blow harder unless it just blows harder when we need it to blow harder. The sun can't shine brighter when we need it to shine brighter. The sun doesn't shine at night. So that means that solar will never be viable unless you also have battery storing the energy all day long and then allowing you to use it during night or if there's a blackout. So ultimately, electricity has got to come from somewhere. And right now it comes mostly from the byproduct of fossil fuel. However, if we do move towards uranium and nuclear power, or if perhaps they, maybe if they figured out something with fusion power and maybe that might be a reality. But for right now, we are 100% certain. We know what fission nuclear reactions give us. So the reality is they're planning to move us away from oil and fossil fuels. Now, they've said 2030, no cars will be sold in New York that are gas-powered. They're saying 2040, no trucks will be sold anywhere around here that are gas-powered. So what is that? That's not very long away. 2030 is not very far away. That's 7 years. And then you've got 2040, 17 years, so it's coming. So anyway, they give you a nice list here of the cars that are going to qualify. And I'm just happy that the Cadillac Lyriq is on it. People keep asking me, oh, when are you getting your Cadillac? Well, guess what? Fucking Cadillac hasn't told me when I'm getting my Cadillac. It really bothers me that the rollout for this thing has been this bad. But what I am hearing is that there are some people who are having software glitches. And that's not, that's nothing not surprising because if you really think about it, Tesla had a hell of a lot of glitches getting their cars out. And it took a while for them to, start making them better and better and better. Now, GM has better scale production than Tesla does. So in the long run, I think GM will be better at dealing with these issues than Tesla is. For example, if you have a Tesla right now and you have a problem, or if you get in an accident, or if something goes wrong and you need another car, Tesla doesn't have any Teslas to lend you. So what they do is they give you Uber credits. That's not what the fuck I paid for. I paid for an electric car. Now, as far as GM, the Cadillac dealership is not very far from me. So if I have a problem with my Lyriq, they'll just lend me an XT5 or an XT6. And to tell you the truth, I wouldn't mind driving around in an XT6 or an XT5 because those are both good cars. It's just that if I ever have a problem, I know that I'm going to get a decent loaner. And they have the XT5, the XT6, and sometimes they lend out CTSs or CT6. I'll be happy enough with an XT5, which is pretty much their volume seller right now. The XT5 has been a very good car. My mother loves hers. And, I've had family members and friends who've had them. They love them. So anyway, EVs that qualify with an MRSP. They said MRSP. I thought it was MSRP. I think it's supposed to be manufacturer suggested retail price, but they put MRSP. So anyway, BMW 330e, the Chevy Bolt, the Chevy Bolt EUV, Nissan Leaf, a bunch of Nissan Leafs, Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive, Tesla Model 3 long range, Tesla Model 3 performance, Volvo S60, Volvo S60 extended range, Volvo S60 T8. And then they say EVs that qualify with an I thought it should be MSRP, but anyway. They're saying if it's less than $80,000, Audi Q5, BMW X5, Cadillac Lyriq, Chrysler Pacifica, Ford Escape plug-in hybrid, Ford E-Transit, Ford F-150 Lightning, that's a good one, Ford Mustang Mach-E, that's another good one, Jeep Wrangler 4xe. Okay, I have a friend who just got one of those, and I have to ask her if she got the tax credit. I'll ask her the next time I talk to her. So that, in fact, I have a friend who bought a Wrangler, but I have another friend that's a female, and she bought the Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe. Lincoln Aviator Grand Touring, Lincoln Corsair Grand Touring. I didn't know that the wait a minute. Why the fuck would these qualify? These aren't EVs. The Aviator, okay. Yeah, the Aviator comes in a gas version, and from what I remember, there's a plug-in version of it. So it's like a plug-in hybrid. Okay, Rivian R1S, Rivian R1T, Tesla Model Y all-wheel drive, which is really funny, actually, because Tesla had used up all their tax credits. So I guess the government is really, really serious about... they're really serious about these tax credits used to move us away from gasoline-powered cars. Here's the problem, though, and I may read a story about it. These Teslas are having issues with being so expensive to fix that a lot of these insurance companies are junking them out or totaling them. Now, the Volkswagen ID4, they have the Pro S, the all-wheel drive Pro. I really like the Volkswagen ID4. I made a video driving it, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I only drove the front-wheel drive version, but they do have an all-wheel drive version, and it was very comfortable. It was a nice car. I would definitely take that over a Model Y. So, it's nice to see that these cars are getting these tax credits, but I'm focused on my Cadillac Lyriq. I've been trying to decide whether or not I was going to keep my Jeep SRT, but the thing about it is it's like at this point we're just moving forward. I could just sell it and, use all of that money towards my Lyriq purchase, so this way I can just buy the car outright, not have any car note and all. So I don't know. Time will tell. I really don't want to give it up, but the problem is Chrysler service at this point under Stellantis is fucking horrible. Like, just like I mentioned, with my Lyriq, if I need a loaner, Cadillac will have a loaner for me. With Chrysler service at this point, it's so bad until you may not be able to get a loaner, and then they can't even guarantee you any time frames on when you're going to get your car back. So, no, I've got a problem with that. And then there's issues with parts supply, and then there's issues with build quality, and then there's issues with the warranty ending and parts that they don't cover. So, maybe it's just time to move on. That's what it is. It's like my Chrysler 300 SRT. I love that car, but it got into an accident, and after it was repaired, I traded it in for a Hellcat. And then there was the Hellcat, and now the gas price of fucking $5 and $6. I was like, nah. It's time to it's time to give this gas shit up, man. It's time to move on. So basically, going electric, it's like the government's trying to coerce you basically into going electric. They're going to come take your stove. They're going to come take your dryer. They're going to come take your water boiler eventually. So this is just what it is. Okay, so here's the thing with Tesla. Crash Teslas with low mileage are being scrapped because they're too expensive to fix. Now, first of all, before I even go on, this whole thing where you have people who don't like Elon Musk politics and they're trading in their Teslas or they're trading them for another car, let me tell you something. The Model Y, which is probably the most popular Tesla, not only because of its price, but because of its size. The Model Y is sold out, and it's sold out for a while. There are some used Model Ys out there, but for the most part, the Model Y brand new is sold out. Here's the issue, though. These cars, because of the sophistication of the parts and the sophistication of the materials, like the aluminum and everything that has to be repainted in a certain manner if it ever gets damaged, One of the issues with Teslas is the price to fix them and then the insurance on these things. Now, see, I can trust GM to give me cheap GM Cadillac parts and to be able to secure those parts quickly. I can't trust Tesla to be able to do that for me. And that's one of the reasons why I would never buy a Tesla for myself. Like, I don't mind owning the stock because the stock has made me very wealthy. But I have a problem considering buying one of their cars. The only other thing I would consider besides the Cadillac Lyriq is the BMW iX and what else was there? The Mercedes EQB is too small, but the BMW iX is just about right. It's actually better than the Lyriq in many ways. The problem is they want like $20,000 to $30,000 more, and I'm not paying them $90,000 for an electric BMW. It's just not happening. So anyway, insurers are opting to total the EVs, many of which have less than 100,000 miles on the dial instead of repair them. To repair or not to repair, that is the question facing many broken Teslas. The EVs are currently so expensive to fix that many top insurance companies are writing off low-mileage models and sending them to salvage auctions, according to a recent Reuters analysis. Of more than 120 crash Model Ys that were totaled and then put up for auction in December and early January, the vast majority had fewer than 10,000 miles on the odometer, according to online data. Insurers typically total a car, that is, scrap it, and reimburse the owner when the estimated cost of repair is higher than the actual cash value of the vehicle. The retail prices of the aforementioned Ys, which were all 2022 or 2023 models, ranged from roughly $60,000 to more than $80,000. So you're talking about the performance variants. Some estimated repair costs set just under that, according to Reuters. That's crazy. For example, a 2022 Model Y long range that was involved in a front collision and listed by IAA in early January had a retail price of $61,388 and an estimated repair cost of $50,388. Another Model Y that suffered a side collision had a retail price of $72,667 and an estimated repair cost of $43,814. During Tesla's fourth quarter earnings call on Wednesday, Elon Musk said the automaker is making changes to vehicle design and software to lower repair costs and premiums. With such technologically advanced EVs, even minor bumps and scrapes can cost a fortune to fix. It's remarkable how small changes in the design of the bumper and providing spare parts needed for collision repair have an enormous effect on the repair cost, Musk explained. Most accidents are actually small, a broken fender or a scratched side of the car. Okay, so that's the story. I mean, you can read into this yourself. But there's one thing that's on my mind about these new Teslas, specifically the 2023 models. Elon Musk announced, I think it was almost a year and a half ago, that in order to cut costs for the Model 3 and the Model Y, that they were going to take out the ultrasonic sensors and they were going to go strictly based on camera. I think that that was a horrible idea. They are finally starting to put these cars out on the road that have no ultrasound and they only have camera sensors in order to determine distance from other objects. I think that's a stupid idea. Now, me personally, mark my words, and Tesla could very well prove me wrong, but considering their track record when it comes to autopilot and all these fucking fatal crashes, I don't think they're going to prove me wrong. Mark my words, I really believe that Teslas are going to experience an increased number of crashes based on lack of ultrasonic scanners or sensors, whatever you want to call them. Those ultrasonic sensors are excellent. Like, I was parking this morning in Manhattan and I was so close to these other cars because my Jeep SRT has sensors in the front and the back, right? There's no way that on those angles a camera can see and judge those angles. There's no way. It's so, my thing is, without ultrasound and without you having that instantaneous feedback to the driver that you're too close to the next vehicle, I absolutely believe there's going to be a lot of damaged Teslas based on the fact that they don't have ultrasound. Now, maybe they'll prove me wrong, But I absolutely do not believe I'm going to be proven wrong on this. And let's just understand, Tesla's fucking, their track record is bad when it comes to autonomous driving right now. Their track record is bad. I can't even count the number of fatal accidents that they've had with all of this shit built into the car. But now they're taking half of it out. No, I think I think they're going to have problems. But here's the thing that gets me. Why the ultrasound? Of all the things that you could take out of the Model Y to reduce costs, why the ultrasonic sensors? Ultrasound is basically on everything at this point. Like, they have ultrasound on, you could get like a cheap ass Toyota or a cheap Honda, and they got ultrasonic bumper sensors. In fact, I'll go so far as to say ultrasonic bumper sensors should be that should be a government standard on these cars. I don't care how much it costs, because what you're basically doing is you're giving everybody the ability to not hit the car behind them or not hit the car in front of them. And when you really think about it, if you can't afford stuff like that to be in the car where it protects other people's cars from your dumbass, as far as I'm concerned, you shouldn't be driving. So I could care less how expensive it is. That should be in these cars. I've got ultrasound in the front, and I've got it in the back, and it's on the sides. So for the most part, if I come too close to your car, I get more than enough warning not to sideswipe your car. If I get too close to a wall, I have more than enough warning not to hit it. If I get too close to a car in front of me, I have more than enough warning not to hit it. So, you know, I think this is a bad idea. Like, I think Tesla's going to have give it a couple of months. Give it a couple of months. People are going to take deliveries of the 2023s, and you're going to start hearing about people complaining about fucking hitting other things, probably hitting people for all I know. I don't know. But we'll see. I mark my words, you're going to see it, and I can't wait to say I was right, because I know that those cameras in those cars cannot handle that much data. There's no way those cameras can judge distances well enough to know not to hit something that is irregularly shaped. So, you know, I think they should have never done this. I think that was a stupid idea. And we'll just see what happens.